Well, let me tell you something. I thought it was really, really good of Vici Gaming that they could stall the game out as long as they did, but boy, that did not seem like a winnable game. I don't know why they would want to crush their own spirits like that, but yeah, we're going to a game 3 for that series, Moxie.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Like watching the rotations during the laning phase, everything started going very, very south. I'm surprised that they kept going for so long, but I guess, you know, winning spirit, right? They don't want to give up. They're not just going to throw in the towel.
Sure.
You have the team fight, right? You have the Winter Wyvern, you have the Kunkka, and you have the Vacuum Wall. Like, there's always a hope with those Wombo combos, but when you get 3 items down on every hero, then maybe not.
What hope was there in that game? That Darkseer was level 2 for quite a long time.
And his
Kunkka is being destroyed in that mid lane.
Yeah, shout out to the Earthshaker. Roamed mid. I think it was either you or Kez who said it. Just, if you have a winning matchup and you just bring someone and make an even bigger winning matchup, that enemy mid hero is almost done for the game.
Yeah.
We were discussing this mid matchup, and usually what happens is Kunkka wins it. Monkey wins it. But after a while, around level 5, 6, once that boat is there, you can counter the Monkey and kill him a couple of times. But it was the Kunkka that was just being dead 24/7.
Yeah, Kaka had a great game with
And it all set up, right? They set up the tri-lane bottom, so the Earthshaker was always able to just roam middle, and they still won bottom as well. It was just a perfect laning phase by IG, honestly.
And later on in the game, you're playing versus an Arc Warden, and you have absolutely no late. You have Kunkka and Razor. I really don't see what the game plan was here. Like, usually when you see drafts, teams have an idea about their win condition. I just didn't see win condition for them.
Yeah, normally you're delaying, like even if things don't go well, you know, that happens, and then you delay for like a plan B.
Yeah.
There was no
There
plan.
was no plan.
They had the delay. They just didn't have the
Yeah.
plan B.
Yeah.
You've got, you know, the Underlord. You've got, you know, Winter Wyvern that's just clearing out these waves. But then what?
Is
the
Razor
versus
going
an
to
Arc
carry the
Warden.
game at some point?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And we talked about the Darkseer, right? Like, we've seen it work as a 4, but that's one of those I think you need to play a lot to understand. Because he was 2-3-0, no points. He didn't even get a point in Surge. He was 4-4-0, right? Or something. And
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. He wasn't a hero. He just straight up wasn't a hero.
But how do you, like, was this a draft? Because I felt like, this was 100% out draft, because I felt also like...
They got outplayed too.
They got outplayed, yeah.
They got outplayed, but you're picking Kunkka into a Monkey mid. You know what's going to happen.
Because they third picked the Monkey.
Basically what they thought is Monkey is going to be versus Underlord, right? Or maybe something like that. So we can fit in the Kunkka somehow there. Kunkka can work. It can work versus Monkey, but it's a bad matchup.
Was it then only, because I can imagine that they were expecting Emo's Arc Warden to be the one going mid, right? Was it then only just a simple lane swap from IG that secured them this game?
It feels like it. And the rotations from Kaka.
But you know that's going to happen. Like if you're picking it into a Monkey King, you know that lane swap is going to happen. So it's weird.
But what are they going to do for game number 3 then?
That's a good question. I do like that both series have been the exact same, right? Very one-sided game 1, and then the next time it's very one-sided for the other team. And then game 3, you know, a little closer lanes, and it's more decided by team fights. So I hope it's more like that.
I really think in this series that Vici Gaming definitely have an edge. I think it's a team that's stronger, and they just drafted themselves into a hole in this game, and that's pretty much it. If they have a semi-solid draft, they can put up a fight and not be completely destroyed like in this game.
Makes you wonder a little bit too, because you did have that Darkseer. Was that intended to be, you know, run as a support? Did they change things last minute? Like,
don't even know what they were doing.
maybe we can swing this.
I think they were, because, right, they picked Underlord 3rd. So you're not really probably going to put Underlord anywhere else. So when you pick the Darkseer, I think it was an intentional 4.
What's the combo there? Like, what's the combo with the Darkseer? Winter's Curse?
Yes.
And the Pit of Malice.
Pit
That's
of
the thing, you have a
Malice?
lot of disable, but where's the damage,
Where's the
right?
damage
We
coming?
keep saying that. Where's the damage? In a lot of these games.
That Kunkka was so poor, he couldn't even afford the Meteor Hammer if he wanted one.
I would say also, I mean, you're sure Darkseer was a problem, but so was Razor. You kind of have a Razor as your position 1. Yay.
And we talked about that, right? We're like, is anyone else first phasing this here? Is even really like kind of touching it? No, and you see the issue with it when obviously Invictus Gaming knows how they're going to run it, and they just punish you to the max.
It was picked so early, though.
Yeah,
they picked Razor early, so I can't blame them for that pick. You can fit the strategy around Razor, but when you pick a Razor that early, you need to follow up with something a bit more capable of carrying you later on in the game. At least something like that. I don't think Kunkka was a pick.
No, I think I remember saying during the draft, Ori's going to show you how it's done with the Kunkka.
Well, we talked a lot about during the draft about, they took a Razor, right? And then they also picked up the Underlord and were saying, it really kind of puts them in a corner on the enemy team because they can't pick up half the heroes that they want. But they managed to do it anyway. So was it just a lack of coordination or?
They managed to put the enemy team in a wrong spot in which they can't pick what they wanted, but they also
put themselves in a
They also didn't pick what they wanted, it seems like, at least.
It was an unfortunate game for Vici Gaming. I feel like they didn't get to play their game at all. Draft issue or laning issue, either way, it's an issue that I hope Vici Gaming is going to address in game number 3 because both games have been kind of on the one-sided game, and hopefully that means that the third one will be an even game. We're going to find out if that's the case after the break.
Have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
chiedo vale la pena di restare qui abbracciati mentre il giorno non c'è più e la luna da lassù fa da specchio ai nostri baci. Se ti guardo dentro agli occhi mentre già mi batte il cuore e ti dico che per me stare insieme qui con te ha il sapore dell'amore, mio caro l'amore. Se tu mi baci, caro l'amore, sei tu che mi baci, baci di amore mi baci. Ti ho cercato stamattina, mentre il sole si svegliava. Ti ho trovato accanto a me, con la tazza del caffè, pronto caldo che fumava. Mi hai guardato negli occhi e toccandomi il cuore mi dici che c'è, sono qui accanto a te. Buongiorno mio amore, mio caro l'amore, è nei tuoi baci. Caro l'amore, sei tu che mi baci, baci, di amore mi baci. L'amore tuo è tutto quel che c'è. L'amore tuo sì mi fa sognare tra i tuoi baci.
Vici Gaming and Invictus Gaming head-to-head. The number 2 and the number 3 of the previous major. The best 2 teams out of the China region. Only one team will move forward on the upper bracket. The other team will go through the lower bracket. Don't worry, nobody's getting eliminated just yet, but it is a very important match, and I think a lot of people are ruining their sleep schedule right now in China because this is their Super Bowl. This is the match that they've been waiting for. It's the match that this is the match for who is going to be crowned king, right? There's no more PSG LGD. Well, there is. Don't worry, there is. But it's not here. Didn't qualify. We'll have to try again their luck in the open qualifiers. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, if they didn't make it out of opens, they're back into opens.
They're back in opens.
Yep.
All right, so this is like who gets crowned king, and I think Vici Gaming is making a great case for themselves. They already won Singapore. They came second previous major, but IG is definitely trying to make a run for it.
They are, and I think, last game, you see why it is. As you talked about, like, Emo, you just change lanes. They have that in him. Like, it's not just this, we've got this 16-year-old superstar. He can only play one lane. Like, he's showing he can do multiple different things. And one of my favorite things of last game was at the 16-minute mark, they got their 3rd Tier 1 item. You know what that says? You don't have to be in the freaking jungle all the time.
Yes.
So all you cores and carries at home, you know what? Farm a lane. You don't have to sit in the jungle and lose me the damn game. All right, I'm good.
That's why you lose the game.
Yeah, that's why.
It's the bloody
I'm
core.
0-11, but this dumbass.
Or some idiot that's just not going into the jungle to farm the neutralize. Neutralize can win you a game or get you a nice, decent lead. So you gotta, moment hit minute 15. You've got this one hero, one person that just, you go get those items right now.
If you get the proper items, they can win you games. But
Yes.
sometimes you're winning and you get a repair kit and you're like,
Well, even early on, like
That's
they
pretty
can
good
make
to
or
have.
break a lane depending on what you're picking up, when you're picking up.
Yep.
Like we talked about Royal Jelly back in the other room, and how
I love jelly.
we know you love jelly, but if you get it like right away, it can be very beneficial to you. But if you get it like really later on, like a later Tier 1 item, it's not as good.
Nope.
Tier 1 items, to me, I don't think they're as big as people said they were. Like, now, going through this tournament, I do think they're very big. Tier 2 items are much, much bigger, but for any Tier 1 items, I think, poor man shield, whatever, they're
Unless it's
really
the
not
shovel,
that big.
right?
The shovel.
Yeah.
The shovel is
The
so
shovel.
value.
That was a big thing though too. Casey was saying backstage that the poor man shield it's got a cooldown,
On the
which
block.
is something that
on the block.
I didn't realize that. It's like a 6-second cooldown or something.
Yep, to be able to damage block.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I didn't know
I
either.
had no idea.
So it was nice to learn that.
Yeah.
I'm a support. I never get the poor man shield.
We just get the ocean heart when they're done with it.
I was going to say, not even at the start, but when they're done with it, don't worry. All those items can trickle down to the supports.
Yeah,
It's
you-
And you
actually-
can't even use them anymore.
Yeah, it's
You become
just
the trash
actually-
can of excess stuff when
You
you're
got,
trying
like,
to put your
so
force
many
staff
things.
in there. And you
All right,
can't.
we got the draft, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 3, Vici Gaming IG. Game 3, I hope we will see these two teams come together in a matchup that is a little bit more even. We've had both matchups being quite skewed, and I hope that's not going to be the case.
I agree, and I'm curious to see if Vici goes with the 3 same bans, right? They've done the 3 same both games.
Yep. Lich Disruptor
Lich
IO.
Disruptor IO,
I mean, so far so good. They got the IO out.
I don't blame them, though. Disruptor's insane. Lich is maybe the best laner in Dota right now. There's not much you can do against that hero in
They
lane.
allow you to play the game completely differently.
It really is.
Disruptor is so strong right now. It's not only his Aghanims. Aghanims is amazing, obviously, and you get it. Be it by the shovel, or if you get Philosopher's Stone, or whatever, the hero is just amazing. Oh, by the way,
They change it up.
Doom, they changed it.
Okay.
All right.
Banning out the
Definitely a
Doom.
worthy
I mean,
ban.
we have seen Doom, what,
Both games.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it is actually first pick for IG, so they're leaving the Lich in the pool for IG, and of course with the Lich also the Disruptor.
Yep.
Yeah, and IG can now decide which, like, they can ban something else, right?
Yeah.
And then
Get one of the two.
Yeah.
But I think that
No.
if IG realizes that,
They don't have to ban one of the two. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They can ban something else, and then like a draw,
bet
and
the
now
draw?
they definitely will get one of those two supports.
yes.
If you're Vici Gaming right now, you also can not ban any of those two, and then
And get one
Exactly.
of the two.
Get one of
which
them,
I
yeah.
assume that's what you do now, right?
Yeah. Like there's so many mind games in this first phase, in these first 3 bans. I love it. Like just
Especially in a best of 3 between 2 teams who know each other. That always makes it just so, like, just getting into their brain.
the draft itself is just a game.
It is.
Wow.
It really is.
Mind game.
Oh, so they do ban. Let's see if it's the Lich. Is
Lichy
it a
boy?
snap pick? Not yet. It is. I was about to say that hero. If you don't pick it, all right. I don't want to, like, walk over there, but I would.
Do the job.
But I don't
for it.
have to. Yeah.
Comes to the lane with carrying 9 mangoes, and he spams Nova for 60
Forever,
seconds
yeah.
Why not?
until you're dead, and then you come back and then you're dead again.
Instant.
I do like the Abaddon. I was actually, I feel like we haven't seen him enough.
Because he's banned.
Well, we saw him
Banned a
also
lot.
ignored when the Legion Commander got picked up
In
instead.
this series, he was banned.
True.
I'm pretty sure. Omni Knight as well is banned, and we have this one last sustain remaining in the game. This Abaddon. He had a massive win rate in Bukoval. It was like 80%, and he was picked a lot too. Definitely one of the better heroes to play right now.
And with Doom out, that means they could go with their JT hero here. I wouldn't doubt it. I'm trying to think of another hero that kind of plays like Doom, up pace in the lane, but still a game changer with your ultimate. I guess that's a few heroes.
I mean, the standard ones come to mind with the Centaur, maybe even the Axe. The JT Axe is actually a staple, I
I
believe.
like Axe. I like Axe more than Centaur.
Really?
Not a big fan of. Well, I think in this game,
Oh, in
like,
this specific game.
specific game against the Abba and the Rubik, yeah. I don't think they'll take it, obviously, here. I
No.
think they might go with either they're going to go with their carry or their other support, I feel.
They go for Morphling.
Insta-morphing. Yeah.
They do like the Morphling with Avenge, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Vici Gaming ban that out.
The only problem with that Vengeful would be the Lich right now,
Yes.
right? So you would have 2 heroes that are pretty good being position 5, but not really decent at position 4. And you
Yeah.
can greed out a little bit with Venge and just rush that Helm of Dominator as position 4, but even then, in the laning stage, you're not really strong, so...
And if we saw Kaka in the Shaker previous game, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. And more of Shaker still.
Morph Shaker
Still
Pod.
excellent, yeah.
And I do like the Morphling, because we talked about, getting that Dispel. Guess what? You now have the Abba yourself if you really want. You just swap into him. Now you have the shield to take off something as well. It's really good.
And they instantly banned the OD, which is considered one of the best counters to the Morphling. Also, Slark is already out of the game, so they don't have a chance to pick that up. The cores that are left remaining for Vici Gaming, obviously, there's PL, which is definitely an option. But
I
we
really
still have...
I just said I really like this opening too from IG compared to Vici. Usually it's like I wait for the whole draft, but I'm like, these first 2, I think they've not out-drafted them yet, but it just looks way better.
I agree.
Maybe it's because you have a Lich. I don't know.
Yeah, you just see the Lich and you don't want to play the game.
Yeah, you're just like,
You
if you're
just
the
wanna
off laner too,
yeah.
you're like...
You're just get me out instantly. You don't want to play versus that hero. It's no fun.
No fun. And Dota has to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I mean, the teams, I'm sure
If
they
you
agree
win,
in a
you
way.
have fun.
But you know what the point is, right? The way that they're drafting is to make sure that the other team does not have fun. That's the whole point of the game, is to make the other team miserable, which is very
There
grim.
are some certain heroes that really do excel at doing that.
Yeah.
Some heroes can kill you, but all right, you outplayed me, whatever.
Yeah.
But some heroes suck out your soul, like this Lich. He just comes on the lane and he destroys you mentally.
He no
You're
longer has
done.
to sacrifice as a spell, but he still does it.
Exactly, yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, guys. My goodness.
And there is the PL ban. I like it.
Please tell me more.
Yeah, right? I
Yeah,
don't know, as a
PL
support
ban
player,
is-
just seeing the slow death is like the worst for me. Like a Tinker TPing in, and you know that you can't get away fast enough, and he's just
Goodbye.
going to murder you.
See you later.
Those destroy my soul, personally. But so what's left then for, you know, like meta stuff? I know we've seen a lot of like
For Vici Gaming.
Bloodseeker and stuff, but I don't know if
Let's
we want
go
to grab
Ricky
that.
Maru.
I think
Let's go
the
back.
only ones playing Ricky is EG, and I mean, they won one game with it, and then they lost, and then they haven't picked it since.
Like ever since the minor.
No one plays it
obviously
as well.
in Asia it was played a lot, Ricky, but ever since the minor it's picked up in pubs quite often.
Yes.
And the hero definitely can be strong. He's a little bit weak in the laning stage, but later on he can just dominate.
And you can put him middle. I watched literally known in a pub. He played Ricky versus Razor and won as the Ricky. Obviously, it's probably because he outclassed the other player, but like watching what he did with like the disjoints and stuff was really cool. I doubt they'll pick it, but I wouldn't hate it. They might honestly just go Razor again on Vici.
Do you like that though?
Not especially.
Maybe if it's mid-Razor. but people
That's
don't-
not as bad. But then you... Actually, Razor does pretty good versus Morphling, so you don't even want to swap that.
Timber ban.
Makes it so this ABBA won't have a terrible lane, since Timber is one of the few who does better in the early, obviously, once you get points in that E, not having too much fun.
They already have some catch with the Rubik. They go with, obviously they go with the Elder Titan. How
Against a Morphling? Yeah, against the Morphling.
Why is that an obvious?
natural order, because of your passive, he literally has to itemize differently because he doesn't get armor from agility.
He needs to get like AC or something. He needs to get some crazy stuff, yeah.
He probably won't. He'll still go the normal route, but that basically leaves him very susceptible to just right-clicking into
So
that.
because it nullifies the armor from
yeah.
his natural stats, which is what Morphling gets all his agility from, you need to itemize differently.
Now you could combo Elder Titan with something on mid that benefits a lot from stacks, because how you want to be playing this Elder Titan if you are position 4 is, which might not be the case.
He's going to be,
however,
it's DY.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
100% DY.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So never mind. Usually you have some hero that benefits from stacks, then you stack a lot with Elder Titan, but it's going to be Rubik plus Abaddon right lane.
That's a scary lane too. But it's versus the Lich Morph, right? We already kind of know that top lane. Lich Morph versus Abba Rubik.
I like the Elder Titan too, just because it's one of the best heroes that kind of helps you control Roche. So just having that presence there and knowing that, you know, he can just throw the spirit and doesn't have to physically be in there, it's going to be a problem if they decide to go for some early Roches or whatnot.
And they are using all of their time.
This is game number 3. Of course they're using all their time.
There it is. All right.
The Shaker again. There's a lot of spells for this Rubik to steal. That's what I see right now.
There it is.
Gyrocopter. Okay.
We're going back a patch, huh?
We're going
Yeah.
back a patch.
We
We're
are.
picking a gyro into Morphling. We're picking a gyro without a Wisp as well. Morphling, even though he's countered by Elder Titan, he's gonna have a blast just turning into Gyrocopter and flacking them all down. I don't know how I feel about this particular pick.
Question:
Yes.
if Morphling morphs into Gyrocopter and uses the flak cannon from the Gyrocopter,
Yes.
can Rubik steal the flak cannon back? Can we have 3 spells of everything in this game?
You weren't able to before. Maybe you can now. Like it stole and it didn't give you anything.
Oh.
What I recall. It could have been changed.
That would be
obviously,
disappointing,
but-
'cause it
yeah.
would be very
Gotcha. Yeah, it would be hyped. You had the Rubik's doing like 40 damage.
Was he just imitating the way Enchantress strikes?
Yup.
Like, I'm gonna like, what's that?
We could have
To
3
be the
flip
Enchantress,
bolts.
you must become the Enchantress.
No, we couldn't. That's one of the. No, we couldn't. But we could have a lot of shields.
There's
We
gonna
could
be a lot of
definitely have a
shields.
lot of shields.
There's gonna be, yeah. I like the enchant pick. We obviously haven't seen them play that much. We saw EG played in both their games in the offlane. Ramses went you do so much damage. Even at level 1 now that you get impetus at level 1,
You get
you
eight-
harass hard.
You get 8% on level 1. You also have that heal to work with. It's decent. You have the Dispel too. Versus Gyro, you are a little bit susceptible because as Enchantress, her biggest weakness is she's squishy, right? And she compensates with the heals and the Untouchable. However, you can't go for Untouchable right now until you're level 6. And Gyro, with his big-ass nuke, I believe he can deal with the Enchantress. Shaker is going to have to be in positions to defensively, like,
I thought
help
you
her
were
out.
going to say with his big-ass gun, but I like big-ass nuke too.
Close enough.
Ooh, they banned the Razor.
Does that then take off a little bit of pressure on the mid lane if you have an Earthshaker that has to kind of babysit like the Enchantress?
It should, as long as the lanes go correctly, right? That's what we
Right.
saw.
That's
like,
always if
I
the
feel
lanes
like,
go
I feel like
correctly.
last game bottom lane went wrong, which allowed him to roam middle. So
I don't think it's the worst lane for Ench as well, because the Elder Titan is there to support. It's not some nuker that's going to harass
can
her
just hit
out.
him
all the-
too,
she
yeah.
can just hit, move back, hit.
You just gotta watch her HP and make sure that she's always got the sprites up.
Viper is a pretty good ban here because of the Nether Toxin later on. It's also one of the best heroes versus Ench, versus Shaker. Morphling, yeah, you can turn into Viper and spit back at him, so kind of ruins him. But still, it would be a good pickup for Vici.
The ranged Fury swipes on
I
Viper are
thought-
just so crazy.
I was going to say Vici was going to take Kunkka. That's why they banned the Razor. But IG's like, nah, even though this hero's 0 for 2 in this series, we're giving it another go.
We're giving it another go, and hopefully we won't see another Meteor Hammer on our side.
Kunkka was not the problem.
I
Question mark?
don't think Kunkka ever really is the problem. Maybe that item build, but I think Kunkka's all like, because you do get dumpstered in the lane, but all you have to do is get level 6, gank a lane, and you're right back in the game.
But you
I'm
don't get
never against it.
dumpstered by many heroes, right?
You don't,
That's
you
also
don't.
the case.
Is there a chance we Monkey King him back here?
That is the question.
I don't
That is
hate it.
Horrible, right?
Pretty good tempo.
I
That's
really
gonna be
don't
able to help make some space. You line it up with the Elder Titan ultimate as well.
The Earthshaker never wants to blink in an ulti inside of the Monkey King ulti
Yeah.
unless you guarantee the kill.
And Ori knows what it feels
Yeah.
like to play Kunkka against a Monkey King.
The only problem would be you don't have that potential to rotate with your support cap, right? As they had in that last game.
Yeah.
In that last game, you had Monkey and you had Shaker, and they constantly just collapsed in that Kunkka. In this game, Rubik and Elder Titan, they can help out, but they're not as powerful.
That's tough, because now do you want like a hero that's good for the game? Like, I kind of like Lina here, but the Kunkka should do decent versus the Lina, but then once you get the late game, this Lina will shred the Morphling. It's
Yeah.
kind of like
Ench as well.
Yeah, it's
pretty
like
strong.
Huskar.
Huskar, yeah.
Okay.
Does Huskar tick all your boxes?
It ticks one box. It's that cheese pick that you just have to deal with somehow, and now this becomes a Huskar game, just like an Alchemist game, and it's also pretty good versus Kunkka. In that last match, I called Huskar versus the Kunkka. They went with the Monkey King. Now Vici Gaming take a different route and they go, hello, they go with the Huskar instead. I think it's a good pickup for them.
I agree. I would definitely favor Vici Gaming's draft right now.
Final words, Moxie?
I hate to be a bandwagoner, but I'm really liking the last
Go
pick,
with
Huskar,
Taichi.
because you go with Taichi, just yeah.
The Kaka Earthshaker
Do it.
5-man
Come on.
Yeah, you know,
All right. Well,
Grant
let's see if
for it.
Kaka can carry IG Gaming or if Huskar can do that instead. Let's go to Kat and Kyle.
all comes down to this. The upper bracket game between Vici Gaming and IG. Game 3, which one of these teams going to the semifinals and which one is dropping down to the treacherous lower bracket? Kyle, who do you think?
Well, we've seen Kunkka lose 2 games so far in this series. I would not be surprised to see it lose a third because of that last pick, Huskar. But more importantly, I think just the confidence of Vici Gaming, sort of demonstrating by picking this gyro into the Morphling that they are planning on taking this game in the mid-game.
We already saw the Vici Gaming versus EG Game 2, where they had, did they have Gyrocopter? They had a Night Stalker off lane, I know that much. And they had fast cores, and they just ran over EG in 25 minutes. Vici Gaming's going for a similar game plan here.
Yep. And it's also ET versus Morphling. Like, even into the late game, you're going to remove all the magic armor, of course. And more importantly, yeah, sure, you might have a billion agility and like 40 armor. It is all removed by ET with maxed out natural. And,
yeah, it forces a Morphling to like go a BKB, and you're like, I want other items.
Exactly, and the problem is if you go for something like a BKB, you're not going to be accelerating as much. It's to me all on this JT Enchantress. That's your answer to the Huskar. We saw EG win with it twice. This hero, certainly a lot stronger than I think most teams give it credit for. You've got plenty of catch in front of it with the Kunkka Shaker. It's just a matter of, is your laning phase effective enough? You're going to be bottom against an Abaddon. You can dispel the shield, but of course it would still proc and deal damage to you. As I believe we'll have an aggro tri-lane from Vici, but perhaps a lane swap already underway.
I mean, this is what, this is similar to Game 2, except for this time around, Vici Gaming got the lanes they wanted.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want the Enchantress versus Gyrocopter ranged matchup, because that's actually, it used to be Gyro countered the Enchantress back when Untouchable was the level 1 ability you could get, but now, due to Impetus, you actually don't want to play a ranged hero against Enchantress anymore.
And I'm just so hyped to watch this mid matchup as well. Ori's Huskar is, in my opinion, the best in the world. His laning prowess on this hero is fabled. Like I said, back at TI, he took down a Viper, like handling. First blooded him, absolutely dominated him. Now he gets a ward kill too. Already off to a nice start. Up top, just got to get lane control and then just static really, because Lich Morph have no real method of gaining it back. Or alternatively, push it into tower and then look to dive with your ET Rubik. So far, it just looks like they're going to play for the lane equilibrium.
Look at Emo. Look how far away he is from the creep wave. As he hits him with the Torrent, he tries to go for the 2 CS, but sadly his Tidebringer did so little damage, he wasn't able to get either kill. It's just kind of how you have to play. These Kunkkas. Once upon a time, Kunkka was just the master of the mid lane, but now all the heroes that are good against him are very meta. Yang, who had pre-planned an escape here, had dug a hole previously, opens another little section up so he can get away.
Yeah, I like that they got the Satyr up. That's arguably the best. I mean, it is the best creep to get, especially in the 2-on-1 scenario, because your whole creep wave and heroes have extra regen, so it's easier to push. They're going to kill the courier up top. Unfortunate.
DY.
Yeah. And, you know, it's interesting to note real fast that while Chen was nerfed in the sense that you can't take over those higher level creeps right away, Enchantress doesn't suffer from that problem. And perhaps part of the reason we're going to see it continue to rise in popularity, because even Doom, you can't eat that big Satyr any longer. You're the only hero in Dota right now that can harness the power of that Satyr, and it's a huge nuke and the regen. It's really nice.
Oh, Ori!
Got a fairy.
You just go a little bit too far forward. All right, Fairy Fire, he'll be good. Emo knows how dangerous this Ori Huskar is and the turnaround potential.
And look at the start of this game, Cat. We've seen this before.
God.
Oh, no.
Is he dead? Ori's
One more.
just chasing him down. He's going to get 2 more shots. The Fairy Fire won't protect him from the fire. That will burn him to death and give Ori the first blood.
Have we seen this before, Cap? Kunkka mid getting absolutely obliterated. This time, no shaker even necessary. Ori already 16-9, plus the first blood. You know, this is Ori Dota on his Huskar in a favorable matchup. Top lane's getting decimated. This morph of fly rather is next to no game, and now we might actually be in some trouble. No way for him.
Pull back into the missile. That's going to be way too much damage for him.
ET wasn't even necessary.
Yeah. That was just Tim completely underestimating the damage. Maybe Fly hasn't played the most Morphling lately because there was some of those nerfs to your phase shift, but Yang, he is the only person on Vici Gaming who's having a little bit of a rougher lane. He's still doing great in CS, but he is getting pressured constantly.
Emo, not like this. Not again.
Well, let's see if he builds a Meteor Hammer this time.
Ugh.
Maybe this time he rushes Axe.
He stacks the Ancients, trying to like give himself some food for later. But anytime, like, the one thing I will say I love about this patch is that the mid matchup is effectively almost always a 1v1.
Yeah.
It's hard to lose it now that everyone has their own courier. But if you're forced out of lane like this, it is devastating. Because effectively, the Huskar, because he gets all the denies for free, is getting an extra CS per wave.
Yeah.
And it's just so critical to get that early game XP. Huskar's going to run away with this at this rate. And unfortunately, look at these cores of IG. Who's supposed to go middle? This was a 22-pick Huskar. He has incredible matchups against every hero. And top lane is also a disaster as...
Okay, he does survive, Eurus. Cops a shot for the tower, but not enough for him to back down from Fly either. They don't even have a support to go mid. You know, sometimes you have those Winter Wyverns or something that can go mid and just soak experience, but Emo, he has to go mid. No one else can, and that just results in easy kills.
A nice job down bottom. Again, a great spawn, the Satyr. If they had only given the Abaddon a sentry or ward, I hope Yang actually brings one down bottom. If you block that hard camp, the Enchantress's impact is significantly limited. He'll TP out late. But the thing is, even though he's dying, he's still using his mana pool before, so his CS is keeping up as well as his XP. So it's not as if Yang is completely out of this game. Unfortunately, Emo is currently in some very serious trouble. 1400 HP on this Huskar already, and yeah, there's a Shaker here, but he's effectively just ensuring that he can't get tower dove. Not really able to set up a kill.
Yeah, big difference between a Kunkka, who has to kind of like suicide into lane and feeds a lot of experience over to the Huskar.
Yeah.
Than an Abaddon, who really just needs levels and a basic amount of farm to be an effective hero.
Look at this, they're just camping mid with both supports, because up top, the Gyrocopter, really no threat. They've got 2 wards placed in enemy jungle too. I really like that from Vici, because it's mid and top that are really having troubles, so you've got to expect Kaka to be playing in that area. So they're just trying to track his movements, make sure neither one of these cores get caught off guard by a rotation. He was so effective in game 2. Yang, sure, you're left on an island, but you can kind of expect the Abaddon to die, and he doesn't really impact
Eurus.
much.
He got out of position, stayed a little bit too far forward. The 2 supports rotating over should catch him out. He's going to be slowed down. He has to run north here. The supports are coming in, so maybe he could somehow loop back to them if he could only juke. Whoa, the Stomp coming in, doing a lot of damage. It looks like Ori's going to die with Ori here. They might be able to kill Fly as well until the boat actually comes in. Ori taking so much damage, so much physical damage, they may just be able to overwhelm him. In fact, they do. A 3-man Stomp from DY will help him and PW get back, except for the Fire Spears woke up Emo, so he's doing a little dance, a little jig, because all of a sudden, he's back, baby! He just finds a Torrent kill on a PYW as well.
Kaka Dota ran the only path there was no real vision through that top river, as you said. Gyrocopter getting caught off guard. Shrine just coming active too. You asked for a way back into this for IG, that was it. They get so many kills, and now the full recovery. That is unbelievable. And yeah, you can see there's just a great rotation from Kaka. The block, if that doesn't land, there's going to be enough time for the supports of Vici to be there to save. But it forces Eurus to run all the way towards top, which kind of sets up for the follow-up kills as well, because now the supports have to go all the way into no man's land. Really nice TP as well from Emo. He got level 6, and immediately he comes straight towards mid with the 2-man Torrent boat combo. Ori a little over-aggressive there. His death was very valuable to the team of IG. If he just stands middle as an example, he's probably going to get that tier 1 to half HP.
Right.
Instead, pays with his life.
Once again, you notice like PYW as the Rubik stuck around when the ET got X'd. That Vici Gaming, man, I think they're the tier 1 team that suffers from save a friend syndrome the most. Right? They just always, like that fight, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, well, that's over. PYW, he sticks around thinking, maybe I can kill somebody or something. But
we only really notice it when it leads to that exit bonus kill, right? When it saves an ally, it's less so because they, oh, he gets away, cool. But a lot of times, Vici do receive benefit from that play style.
It's definitely one of those risk rewards where it's pretty even. Half the time they're saving somebody in a really clutch play.
Yang bottom in some trouble. Oh, nice block again by Kaka.
Turns around, threatens the silence as well with DY coming in. That would have been a disaster for IG, so it's good they back up. Look at old Ori, he's coming over. And a kill on JT. You said this is going to be one of the important heroes for IG. They needed to have a good game in a rotation like this. Certainly going to shut that down. But first, he's going to get a kill onto DY before he potentially goes down here. Centaur coming over.
It's really important that they land that kill on JT there. If he escapes, that's a ton of wasted time for Ori. I would have liked to see him take out mid tower before he got so heavily aggressive, but at least you take out the key hero on the enemy side, the one having the best game. Now you're gonna just continue to farm. Armlet, pick up, will be at each timing. Oh, Fly.
Oh, Fly got a little bit low there, but more stuff to strength. Ori's coming in. He's gonna be able to go for the support, but the knockback there of a full morphed up strength Morphling knocks it backwards, but not good enough. Looks like Emo, he's gonna be dying here to the Fire Spears, and they're gonna turn around with the impetus damage doing so much. Ori closes the distance though, hits the disarm as well. JT needs 2 more shots in to be able to finish him off, and does manage to get it, but he might die in return. One hit from Eurus isn't quite enough as the heal just barely offsets the Burning Spear damage.
That was actually so sick from Emo there to turn back into the rocket. If he if he dies before the rocket lands, it's just gonna swap targets on one of his allies. That could have been the difference maker in that engagement. Instead, he accepts death, and then they manage to kill Ori as well. Another big death. Like, if he's making this play, if he takes mid tower before these rotations, he has an armlet in that fight. He's not going to die, but now they've grabbed 2 kills on him. Sure, you're still in smooth sailing for Vici. You've got your Huskar way ahead of the game, but it's not at a point where it's so significant that you can just start marching down lanes with your Abaddon in tow, killing all these tier 1s. You have hope now as IG. You can turn some of this around.
Oh, just lead off with an Echo Slam, an Invis rune for Kaka. Finds a second kill, an easy one on DY that you can ride off, but a kill onto Eurus.
He has Arcanes, and I like the choice. Whenever you're ahead as a 4-position Earthshaker, you want to ensure that by the time you have Blink, you've got maxed out Aftershock, because it ensures that your combo is going to do that max damage. You already have Arcane's Windlace. There it is, maxed out E, and as soon as he has Blink, he's going to be he can straight up win fights by himself.
It's the best farming build as well for an Earthshaker when it comes to hitting neutrals and such. All that space where IG was clumped up as 4 at top lane did lead to a lot of damage at bottom, but not enough to take the tower.
I want to see Ori just plant himself middle, get your armlet. You can see Eurus, surprising he's rushing for the Maelstrom here. Typically when you get the treads, you see drums to compensate for the lack of move speed buff. And in addition, just a bit of stats to let you play really aggressive early on. But the Maelstrom rush, combined with how aggressive they've played, is a little discombobulated. Yang, though, he is here, looking to dive Fly.
Fly
he was not far enough away.
Form over. Oh, boat coming in. Ori, he might just die to this. They're just going to throw every single spell they had to make sure Huskar stays in the grave and doesn't heal back up. 7-11. 12 minutes in, JT uses that space to be able to take the bottom tower as they trade out top as well.
And there again, you can see the dangers of playing too aggressive early on. Because once you're punished, like, how many of these deaths are effectively just because Ori doesn't have his armlet yet?
Yeah.
If you're going to go for all this build-up early on, the treads, double bracer, it's a lane dominator and it's damage increase so that you can kill these structures, get the armlet up, and now you're incredibly strong. But without it, that was just a quick Kunkka combo into a Lich TP. Like, there wasn't anything special about that movement from IG, but they once again take out the win condition of Vici Gaming.
Sometimes, you want to help out your team, but the best way to help them is just keep farming and hit the biggest power spike you can. Ori is still top net worth, though. After all of that, JT second in net worth. That's because he's been doing what we're talking about and just kind of like sitting in a lane, continuing to farm. He's now level 10 with the big magic resistance buff up. He's also going to be going for a Hooded Defiance because he knows between the Huskar and the Gyrocopters, there's a lot he's going to have to contend with.
15 damage onto Ori. going for the aggro build, and Eurus, he's doing just fine. He'll have max flak soon, but you gotta be concerned. Kaka has demonstrated his shaker is not something to fool with. There's the armlet, finally finished for Ori, but you've got your gyro going for this farming build, and still all of these tier 1s up, the critical ones at least. Yeah, you've taken the one up top as Vici, but it's the mid tower you've got to go for. If Kaka gets a blink before that goes down, Vici's going to be hard-pressed to find space there, and it is a morph in his game against Gyrocopter. We've seen this matchup play out in the past. You're certainly just fine as Morphling.
Yang.
What's happening?
He is determined to push Fly back here. And it looks like Fly is going to be forced away. Yang will finally be able to win superiority for this tower, but JT, telekinesis pulled back in, Fisher stolen to finish him off. That is a kill streak going to Ori.
Perhaps we should have brought that up as well. You know, it's not something we see too often anymore, but Rubik versus Shaker, at some point, to quote my brother, you're going to get Fisher. And Fisher's pretty good spell, especially now with the changes. Rubik having bonus stun duration time on an instant cast Fisher. It's pretty ridiculous. Only level 2, of course, but still. There's the Maelstrom on Gyro. He'll start to accelerate soon. Kaka, he'll have that blink in just 100 gold. Nice winner's heart for Eurus just to get a little more early stat. And BKB will be his next choice. Not surprised there. Their draft is composed to try and win this game around the 20 to 25 minute mark. Maybe you're not going high ground, but you're carving yourself out one of those game-winning advantages that allows you to Roche, walk towards the tier 2s, and with luck, trap IG in base, much like they did to you in that game too. Emo?
EYW trying to get the telekinesis and chain stun into preventing the X marks the spot.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's something that he did in the first game as well. Obviously, they got crushed, but he obviously knows what he's doing in the sense that you time your boat against these silence heroes, stun heroes, so that it lands perfectly with just the natural pullback. So it's impossible for the enemy hero to disrupt your combo. Because if they use it early, well, you just don't boat first, you torrent, and then boat on top, and you just X them back, no problem.
Yang's here, because it is a catapult push. And while it's really important for Vici Gaming to take the IG mid tower, Vici Gaming want to make sure they protect their own mid as well.
And you can see the timing they're looking for. Already with the Vlads, Pipe next item, Ori going armlet into Halberd, Maelstrom, BKB on the gyro. Once they all grab those second items, their lineup gets so formidable. Their team fight absolutely insane, and this is dead Emo.
Yeah, Emo missed the torrent. Don't think it would have mattered though.
Pupils get for the Morphling, that's great.
Oh, the Fisher blocked to the wrong side. That's unfortunate. If anything, Kaka could be in trouble as well, but fortunately he wasn't blocked off or anything like that.
Or he grabs a free kill on a roaming Lich.
Dog, give that Ironwood tree away to somebody.
Yeah.
You're not going to build it.
Oh, that's such a great item. I love
Dude,
that
he's
item.
had that for like a solid 8 minutes or so.
Yeah, even sell the Bracer for it, right? It actually would be ideal because it lowers your own net worth and then provides more stats. And another benefit of the Huskar, of course, you immediately can kill Roshan.
Yeah, especially with in a bad, another big Roche-taking hero.
Yep.
From here, just march down mid, right?
Yep, there's a few relationships we're looking at in this game. Specifically the Rubik versus Kaka. It's very important that Kaka continues to cover his Fisher with his W. And we want to see how the ET versus the Kunkka matchup plays out. Because both heroes want a combo break, specifically the Elder Titan. And Ori is your problem. You need a Halberd up ASAP on this Kunkka. And Morphling, just trying to buy some time. There it is. M-Claw as well, one of the best items for a Kunkka.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. They have a really aggressive lane ward here that's going to be able to spot these heroes. Kaka actually blinking forward, does manage to hit the Fisher. Echo Slam into the boat's still coming in as well. Eurus is not dead yet, but the Chain Frost is bouncing around a little bit. Yang is trying to help him out as much as possible, and I don't think Kaka has the damage anymore. Eurus is tanky enough. He survived through it all, and now they're going to be able to get the turnaround on not just the two supports.
Yep. Really well done there by Yang and PYW. You can't, if you're playing this game, ideally Kaka wants to Fisher first, blink forward Echo, but wasn't applicable there. They steal the Fisher, immediately there's the follow-up stun, and then you've got an Abaddon just for the heal shield. It looks like there's going to be the damage, but it's just so much sustain. And now you just march down mid. As you say, it's not just easy to do roach, but killing towers with Huskar Abaddon, that's a breeze.
Oh yeah, I love me an Abaddon or Centaur that like takes their safe lane that just runs at mid. So you're eventually gonna take it no matter what. They do manage to get the pick off on PYW at bottom while Fly farms top, giving up their tower in the process.
Yep, you see, so as soon as he uses Blink there, this fight's pretty much lost because the steal comes out just before the dunk. You've got to be able to Blink dunk Fisher, Fisher Blink dunk. Doesn't go down that way. Yang with a ton of sustain coming out. You're going to pick up both supports. It's a lot of space for the Morph, though. You know, you check out the net worth. From the laning phase, it did not seem as if the game would be in reach for IG, but still in spitting distance of the lead. Morphling with 2 excellent items to find in the jungle. The Pupil's Gift effectively turns into agility because of the bonus strength it provides. And not again.
Fisher was just enough.
Oli
He's
says
taking some damage in the fountain, but he should be fine. Hey, he's gonna have Glimmer Cape too, thanks to that save from the Earthshaker.
Yep.
Top lad that he is.
Careful,
Pull
they're going
back
for
here
Yang.
onto Yang. Yang, he still has his ultimate, so he will quickly heal up to full, and Ori feels like he's got the free space to be able to jump in. After all, he still has the Aegis. He's got a Heaven's Halberd as well.
That felt like it was just a poke. Yeah, there's no way you're trying to seriously initiate a team fight by starting with Abaddon as your target. But if you notice, it sucked Vici's heroes towards the mid lane, and IG were then the faster ones to rotate out, collect jungle camps, and now they're going to split both outposts and runes. Under the circumstances, I think you're happy with that.
Yeah, I can dig it. BKB coming up real quick for Eurus with a Vampire Fangs in the back pocket as well. He can, if he gets an Aghanim Scepter, he'll actually have some, I think this Gyrocopter will scale better than most other Gyro games because he's against Morphling and Enchantress, both of which do suffer to kind of that Maelstrom Ags build and just the sustain aspect.
And the way this draft wants to play is to just go full. You don't want to allow IG to play in the back lines with their Morph. And again, Ollie, man, even with that Glimmer, I think he's just going to die to Ori. Maybe stomp. Yeah.
He mega did.
But the 3rd or 4th time, he's just found a roaming Huskar.
Okay, more finished strength. That is going to put you at 2,300 HP.
And he maintains that after he steals something else.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Won't be able to get many auto attacks off, but certainly harder to take down. And now the entire lineup of Vici Gaming finds themselves above 1,300 HP with the exception of DY, who just has no stat items yet. And with the pipe fully completed, be nice. You kind of need one for the AoE plus magic resist against an ET.
Right.
There's just so much magical DPS that can come out if all of your armor is removed. There's the pipe for Yang, so that'll even out that disparity. And Kaka with the blink along with Fly. They've got the E-Blade up in a moment. I like that choice on the Morph. It's not a game to go for anything really slow like a Linken's, and this allows them to perhaps find enough magical burst to take out Gyro, to take out Huskar before they get that BKB off. You just got to be so careful because when you have 2 BKB cores in a bad, it's like you can never really guarantee a proper 100-0 initiation. Cleanse right into spell immunity, and you've got problems just like we do as Eurus throws out a pause.
Joined by Yang. We'll see some drawings on the field. Looks like they want to go and just run at some heroes because they have a limited amount of time to use that Aegis they picked up not so long ago. And after all, they've got their BKB. This is a really big power spike. I think you just go for all 3 towers eventually, right?
Yeah, well, it's incredibly limited considering the Huskar is actually currently under the effects of Aegis regeneration. So that timing is lost. However...
Well, you still have the BKB time.
Exactly. Right? That's the one that really mattered. The Aegis is really just a tool to ensure you collect map control to get time for the BKBs. Now you go smoke and look for an engagement.
They got a haste rune. That's a good way to be able to start a fight, but now he needs his stuns to actually get there as well. They're going to find Emo. Emo's a great kill as long as they have a stun to stop his teleport. Yes, they do.
And now straight on to the tower.
They have not been able to build up that much. They've been controlling the game really well, but the net worth lead is not that much in their favor, so collecting all these tower kills will finally...
That's one of my favorite moves. It's something Old Liquid and the current Crow stack Enigma still do, which is the 4-1 smoke. You show your strongest hero in lane, it lulls the enemy side into a false sense of security, and then all of a sudden one of their cores is caught. And you collect bonus objectives. Huskar takes bottom tower and now has the wave pushed in. You take tier 2 mid. Effectively, because you show the Huskar, you find the kill and are going to claim 2 extra towers. It's a really cool maneuver. You don't see many of the like tier 2, tier 3s do it because it feels risky, right? You're trying to take a team fight without Huskar. It's suicide, but...
It's also like the enemy team, in order to punish it, they would have to call a bluff, right?
Yeah.
They would have to willingly go and gank a Huskar, as you said, the strongest hero that they have on their team.
With a BKB.
And just hope that they don't have, like, they're not smoked behind, that they're not currently sitting in that triangle area around him or something like that. Like, it takes some serious cojones to just blind call they are smoked and not near that Huskar.
It's especially difficult because it's, like, of all heroes, it's a Huskar, right? And throughout this game, it's just so much easier to play this mid game for Vici because if Yang isn't showing, how do you initiate on a core? Right. If it's the gyro that gets jumped, he just pops the BKB in a second. And if it's the Huskar, I mean, he's going to have a, what is that, Satanic en route? He's just the Morbid Mask away from it. They do pick up the kill on PYW, but will you get more?
Well, they might just be able to get this tower, but the stun slows him down. If they're going to try and get the telekinesis, well, he's still agility for him, but the TP doesn't finish in time, but the Fade Bolt gets there to bring Fly down.
Oh, and they steal the Frost Arm. Are you kidding me?
Ooh, that.
With a Huskar on your team?
Yeah.
Do you just push is the question. I think you can wait. You're just 500 gold away from Satanic.
Yeah.
And I actually don't know how you kill Ori any longer. Again, it's because of Yang. If it's just a naked Huskar, he probably has to buy a BKB here, but because you've got the Abaddon behind you, you have the luxury of just going for all these plus stat items. The kill window for IG, it's just so small. And if you blow everything, we've talked about this in the past, these heroes like Slark, PL, Alchemist of the past, Huskar now, they're so strong because you have to kill them to force them off your base, but you need to commit so much that if they don't die, you just get wiped.
Emo? That's you gotta get out of here. You're not killing anybody, my friend.
Please TP. Oh, he has no TP.
He has no TP. I think his TP got canceled. Well, that's a sad, sad life.
Oh,
for
love
our
that.
Emo boy.
Don't tip, drop the G's. That's one thing I wish Dota had copied over from Heroes of New Earth was the ability to smack somebody down.
Oh,
you could
smack down.
Yeah, think of it as if you tipped someone and then killed them, you would actually like drop a dumpster on their corpse and the announcer would have a special voice line, including one by Samuel L. Jackson himself. Valve, I know a guy, we can get you in contact, just think about it.
You know a guy who knows a guy who knows Samuel L. Jackson? Fly. Trying to take top. Echo Slam immediately onto PYW. They're going to try and blow him up before Yang can do anything, but they just didn't have enough because of the more strength from earlier.
Oh, no, he's got Fisher now.
And now he's still on Fisher, and now Kaka's being slowed down by Yang. He's going to make sure he can't blink away long enough for that Fisher to come into play. They're going to be able to get the silence up on Kaka unless the chain's done and for him to be able to blink away. Ooh, he almost died on the Rubik. Again, the Spirit's stopping the blink just in time. He gets so close. But every single time, the Blink Tagger gets canceled just before he's able to get away.
Oh, not again.
Ollie.
Not like this.
Ollie. My boy. My boy. just don't TP out anymore, dog. That's a Huskar. He doesn't have a stun.
What? Careful, folks. He's got a Satanic. Be careful, though.
Yeah, they're going to try and burst him down real quickly. It is close, and they got
missed. He uphill missed the Satanic attack and didn't stick.
No.
That would have almost certainly been enough to save him. The rest of his team was going to be close by.
I mean, first of all, what? Like, they could have just gotten out, right?
I mean, I don't mind it. You're trying to play strong. Again, he feels invincible, right? He's got a Satanic. He just didn't stick. If he sticks after Satanic, I think he lives. But again, you don't expect to uphill miss.
Scrappers, pull up the Huskar deaths for me real quick. I need to know. 4 deaths. Well, he shouldn't be feeling invincible in this game. He's definitely overstepped himself too many times.
A nice smoke. Maybe you force a buyback if you find heroes here. And look at this. JT just playing the front lines. He's so tanky thanks to that build. Pupils along with Force Pipe. You cannot target him, and I love the Wolf creep behind him as well. This Morph's going to hit so hard.
Fortunately, they do have the Heaven Halberd builds to deal with this Enchantress. I'm not sure if Yang has completed his, but I know he was going it alongside the Huskar. Yeah, he doesn't have it just yet. Starts to try and swing. They take a peek inside the Roshan pit. Nothing to see there. Now the Huskar's back up, so IG may not feel so confident in trying to push into Vici Gaming anymore.
Yep, this game is getting spookier for Vici Gaming. They've got a 6K lead, but it doesn't feel nearly as good as the 1K lead they had about 5 minutes ago. Because the IG lineup has come online. The Ench Morph are starting to be real threats. And that Kunkka, thanks to the bonus Titan Sliver plus Imp Claw, he is a real boy. And even though his net worth says just 11K, thanks to those items, it's much closer to the Huskar than you'd expect. Manta now on the Morph, about to be completed. Very nice item here. And oh, my favorite, a repair kit.
A repair kit when all you're trying to do is just draw out the game some more?
Why not?
It's, I mean, their high ground defense is already really strong. They're going to try and make the Fissure into telekinesis initiation. They're going to be able to burst him down. That stolen Fissure plus the increase on stun duration from Arcane Supremacy is ruining Fly's life right now.
And that's the downside. I mean, Kaka is one of the best Earthshakers in Dota, but eventually you're going to give away Fissure. You just can't not, especially when you're playing against Aetherlens Rubik. And instant stun. How long does that even last when it's stolen? I mean, that was like the just tail end of it. He had 5 seconds left on the steal duration. Really nice timing for the movement. And what do you know? Roshan up as well. Time to get things going.
They're getting all the lifesteal items, by the way. Paladin Sword, insanely good for both these heroes. I personally thought it was a little bit better on Huskar, but maybe because
he's got Aegis. And it also means that now Gyro, even while stunned, will be able to lifesteal.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Ags. And Telescope now, if you needed an even further, you want to make this game any easier for Rubik, if that were possible. And now you've got cast range.
I mean, you've got 2 cores that are ranged as well.
True.
Super sick for them.
Don't want to overstate the importance of the neutral items, of course. Both teams always going to be able to utilize the 3 they get per tier. It's just that I still feel like these heroes like Huskar, Gyro, like the reason you see games ending around this time is because all of a sudden you're not 3 or 4 slotted on, you're 6, especially when you have an Aegis in tow. And I would not be surprised to see Vici just group up, look to jam themselves down the throat of IG.
Gotcha. Wait, Kaka. Dude, is this worth it? What's to be gained here? You're frustrating Yang.
Bait? Uh-oh.
Yo, I swear to God, if he gets caught because of this.
Oh, if the spirit had gone straight down. And like, they're already with a creep wave at the tower. That would have been an immediate buyback forced. And love this. Satanic as well onto Eurus. Just continue. You look at all the stuns you're playing against, right? The Gaze, the Kunkka spells, the Shaker combo. Just max out the status resist.
Yeah, a bunch of stuns and a bunch of burst damage.
Yeah,
Satanic gives you the answer to both.
Oh my God.
Telekinesis, long range. Pull him back in. You stole his Fissure too. Kaka. Dog, I'm gonna have a word with you about these Fissure steals. Some of them are acceptable, but there's just been one too many, and now Vici Gaming have a big advantage, pushing the high ground with Yang, leading the way. New Fissure, initiation on a fly, does manage to get a waveform away though, but Ollie may not be so lucky. The Fire Spears rain down on him. Vici Gaming, Ori on the front lines is in a little bit of trouble, pops the Satanic and will be able to keep his Aegis alive. He's gonna keep on fighting too. Goes for JT. Double disarms him, first with the Heaven's Halberd, then with the Q pop, disarmed again by Yang. He's just sitting here doing nothing. JT, he's waiting for his time to be able to put in some damage. Finally, he's got an opportunity, but he gets he's disarmed again.
Love it. They're just controlling the damage flow. The burst, I think he got the waveform off just before the Fissure lander. That would have been an immediate kill on the Morphling. You've got to respect the reach of Vici Gaming, plus this ET aura, man. All the magic armor just disappearing.
Popped. All right. No Satanic and an Aegis down. Can they do something against Ori here? They lead off with the Torrent, trying to get some damage from the Impetus. They'll be able to keep him in place with the X. An Echo Slam coming in on yours, but that Satanic allowed him to be able to get off that status resistance, easily popped the BKB and healing up real quickly. But Ori forced to eat the cheese now. Another consumable down, and the tier 3 is still up. IG, they will hold for now.
Back away. You've got, look at the gold they've got saved up on their course. Nearly an AC on Ori, 2,000 on the Elder Titan, but it's more the auras. Like, you combine Elder Titan with these minus armor auras, it gets real scary real fast. And you've just got to respect the reach of Vici Gaming. They're going to have the vision advantage thanks to the ET and the offensive, like just the pure aggression their cores can play with. And I love it. Just shrine up, and immediately they're smoking back across the field. They know there's no Kaka, and there's heroes showing in lane. Without BKBs, anybody that gets jumped here is going to go down.
Yeah, DD
Rubik still has
plus
Fisher.
Satanic. This is a huge difference in a team fight.
And keep on, it's a Rubik Fisher as well, so it's more like 2.7 seconds instead of the 1.75.
Morphling gets his level 20. I'm not sure if that really changes a whole lot for him because he wants to play more of the back lines. It's hard to fully commit into this Vici Gaming squad. All JT, man. He's trying to build it into an MKB right now because everyone's got some sort of evasion. You know, eventually, Gyrocopter's going to build into a butterfly too, so he needs that answer to the evasion, but what does he do about the disarms?
And there's just not a single hero on the side of IG have any, like, real plus armor items or auras, so...
Fisher block reviews. They're leading off onto the Morphling. He's already on the half health. He's been bursted. Punched back into Vici Gaming's backline and taken down. 70 seconds.
I want to reiterate, there are no plus armor items. I don't care if you see a Morphling with 33 armor. As soon as he's in range of DY, he's taking pure damage from physical attacks.
They're waiting for this team to overextend, then they can buy back on the Morphling, but Vici Gaming just aren't doing anything, so finally Fly feels like he's been forced to go for it. The Fisher lead off onto Ori. Not really blocking his way, though. He'll still retreat.
I take that back. He'll take more than pure damage, Cap, because there's now an Assault Cuirass on the board for Vici Gaming.
Okay.
And you actually need to kill this Elder Titan, but he's playing so far back with the Craggy Coat, with the Glimmer Cape. It's much easier said than done. This whole game is effectively now on Kaka and Fly. They need to find some sort of window to get... They need a pincer. X one of the cores, distract them with a boat combo, and then boom, kill off both supports. It's just easier said than done because the luxury of these two guys. Like, PYW's got the Dream Rubik game. Aether Lens, Telescope, like the cast range out of this world. It's just so difficult. He has 2,500 HP as well, forgot to mention, because he still has all that bonus strength thanks to the Morph Steel from earlier in the game. So you've near immortal supports that must die if you're going to have a realistic chance of killing off the cores. And even if you do that, they're still Yang.
Yeah, I love the fact that you referenced DY and how he's playing so far back. I mean, most Elder Titans, they think to themselves, oh, I got to kind of get up there. But when he's got this Huskar, when he's got an Abanda front line, a Gyrocopter who gets pretty tanky as well, he's really showcasing how to change your game as ET and just how to play like super far back at all times. You don't have to do anything else.
He came up and just made sure that he was there as the Morph was getting attacked, because again, it's a minus 33 armor presence. And it's really all you've got to do. Expect to see them maybe wait for this third Roche. It'll be spawning anywhere from 3 to 6, or rather 4 to 7 minutes from now. Actually, sorry, 1 to 4 minutes. So much less time than I thought. So you've got a pretty big window here to just relax.
Yeah.
And just go grab it. It'll be third Roche. You saw the cheese pass after the Aegis respawn from the Huskar was necessary to get him out of Ori out safely. So maybe wait for the BKB too. I like that decision, because then even if Ori dies with the spell immunity, like, look at IG's heroes. There's absolutely nothing that goes through the immunity.
Okay, so we finally have an answer to the pure damage problem you were talking about for Fly. He finishes up his BKB. So now, during that timing, when he goes in, when he fights, he's going to be able to deal with that severe amount of minus armor, but they may not get an opportunity to do much here as the telekinesis pull back into the Earth Splitter. does manage to nail him. They get the boat out, though, and Emo might be able to stand and fight as the rest of the team joins him here, trying to pop out that Huskar, but he's just a tad too tanky. Fly wasn't able to do nearly enough damage.
It's just too hard to take these heroes out, Cap. They're too tanky, and the team fight. Like, if you're going for Ori, sure, but Yang is standing there, uncontested, just spamming shield and heal.
Fisher on to 2, Torn forward. Yang will single-handedly take this melee barracks. They get a bunch of flat cannon shots, does a lot.
Glimmer.
But in the end, Vici Gaming are able to get out with all of their heroes. And they could just go for the Roshan. I mean, things were just bad when they were sieging without Aegis Cheese plus whatever third item they're going to get here. It's going to get a whole lot worse. I almost feel like IG had to contest this Roshan when it comes. It's going to be up 30 seconds.
And I love the Glimmer Cape. It's such a good item. There's very little that can actually counter the range damage of like Enchantress Morphling, but if you Glimmer, you'll just disjoint all those projectiles. And because they're playing from so far back, it's difficult for anyone on IG to ensure there's sufficient counter vision to actually be deep enough placed to provide vision of the heroes like 1,000, 1,500 units away. I like the smoke move from IG, to your point. They know they've got to contest the Roche. They've got the BKB on Morph. They just need some sort of initiation surprise.
Oh, but Yang, he's just always putting himself between the rest of his team and where he thinks the enemy is going to come through, and they even scanned successfully onto IG. I mean, if you don't get a wraparound like that, then your initiation... We saw the last time Earthshaker tried to jump in onto Eurus and got immediately telekinesis. It is going to be a refresher shard, which I don't even know if that's better for Vici Gaming or not, but double BKB, double Satanic, nothing to hate there. I mean, you've only got one lane of barracks left.
Yeah, you just all in for it. You just wait for the BKB on Huskar, I imagine. He's so close.
Yeah.
You can go sell a Bracer and have enough to pick it up.
Got plenty of time left for that Aegis, so no need to rush things here.
As the MKB on the Enchantress.
Okay.
No butterflies to deal with, but the halberds are actually becoming such a problem. Another thing you're having struggles with as IG is, sure, you've got damage to perhaps match Vici, but you're against 2 halberds with no BKBs. So whenever somebody gets threatened, again, you can only really go for one guy at a time. So yeah, you go for Huskar, Yang can just do that, disarm somebody, and Enchantress has no real recourse other than to stand and watch for a while. And because Vici's lineup has so much sustain with Nabat and double Satanic, if you don't kill someone immediately, they're going to be full HP when you blink.
Passes off the Paladin Sword, doesn't need it any longer because he has the Satanic. Instead, takes up the Illusionist Cape. A Scythe almost up for PYW. That's just kind of gross that he's almost got that already. Havoc Hammer for IG. Is there anybody who really likes that item? I guess Kunkka.
Hey, Meteor Hammer didn't work out. Maybe he'll still be able to wreak havoc with this one.
We'll see. Ori, he's just tanking through those impetus shots. With an MKB, it just doesn't seem to matter. He can't do enough damage to threaten this Huskar. They're going to have to commit a little bit more. It's going to go with the boat, but the disarm already placed onto the Enchantress has to wait things out for a little bit longer. The boat, not enough, and that boat buff is going to run out if IG don't commit too. Chain Frost's going to be bouncing around a little bit. They do get the flat cannon shots onto a lot of these heroes, but it just doesn't seem to do anything. They're also tanky. The Enchantress already being dead. Look at him just standing under this Chain Frost. They don't give a damn about what IG has to throw at him. Earth Splitter out. That's going to catch Emo and finish him off. Pull Fly back in as well. And they're just going to call it. That's it. IG, they put up a good run against Vici Gaming, but in the end, their older brothers of the Chinese scene will move forward.
I mean, after the lanes went so well, it was Vici's game to lose. They controlled the map, they took towers early, but it just comes down to tankiness, right? To win a fight, IG just had to outplay. All Vici have to do is sit there, bait resources from the enemy. When you still bump up, like Huskar's taking 50% less damage, he already has 4,500 HP, a billion armor, and evasion. It's just such a tough game to win. Love that last pick, and that's the danger of second pick in this patch, right? Didn't work out for Enigma. Great here for Vici. They're going to move on in the winner bracket, already securing top 6 for the second consecutive major.
Very impressive, but Kyle, I need to quickly ask you, do you think that these two teams that are in the upper bracket still, we've got EG and VG who are going to pass up against each other. They both did not get first in their group. Are these teams building momentum in your opinion, or were Na'Vi and Secret just that strong?
A big part of it, I think, is just the discipline, the tenacity of these two teams. You've got ROTK, you've got Bulba, two of the longest serving coaches in Dota. You're going to learn faster than other teams. They took a lot of what they gleaned from that opening group stage, and they've executed it here. Even just the, they were obviously prepped for this Enchantress. They were ready with that Huskar.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like they blinked. They picked Jaro into Morphling. Talk about confidence. Like, they understood what their win condition was, what sort of time they were playing for, and specifically, both these teams have now recognized, I think, the importance of both the laning phase and ensuring your cores peak in the mid game.
Vici Gaming team that's getting stronger and stronger. How far they can go, we'll have to see. As first we go to a break, then the panel.